Hello, my name is Curtis, part of the Epic Marvel podcast. And wow, you are on the ball there, Warren. Nice to see you. I'm doing fine. How are you? Live on a Saturday? Yes, I am. You never know when I'm going to be live. It could be any time, and it just so happens to be today and right now. And what are we going to talk about? Well, I've got a box, and we're going to take a look inside the box. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't see any reason to delay this. Let's just get right on with it. A new epics and a new beard. Not a new beard. I've always had this. I'm just letting it grow out. It's getting long. What do you think? Is it nice? You like it? Also, didn't do anything with my hair this morning, so there you go. Hey, from Iowa, nice. And from Cleveland, all over the place. That's great. Looks like there's two books to talk about today. Which one should we talk about first? Hello from France. Nice, Pierre Luc. Nice to have you on the watching the stream. It's great. So here's one for you. West Coast Avengers, Volume 7. Bon, where's that? I'm not sure where that is in the world. You got to tell me. Um, West Coast Avengers, Volume 7, Ultron Unbound. And yeah, let's see here. West Coast Avengers 83 to 95. So we're getting very close to the end of this series. Annuals 7 and 8, and material from Darkhawk Annual number 1 and Iron Man Annual number 3, because there was an annual crossover that year. Um, this is the second to last volume because West Coast Avengers only went up to what was it, 101 or something like that, 102, something somewhere around there. So there are just a few issues left to go here, and they'll probably stick in some mini series. I think Scarlet Witch and Spider Woman had a mini series around this time. And then the big question is, are they going to go into the into Force Works? Because West Coast Avengers, the title wasn't actually canceled. It was just stopped and renamed Force Works, and it's the same team. It was even the same creative team, and they just renamed it, kind of like how New Mutants turned into X Force. Well, this was the Avengers Force. Will Force Works be included in West Coast Avengers? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I think they should call it West Coast Avengers Volume 9 Force Works. It's a little too big to fit into one volume, so they might have to split it into two and find a way to beef them up a little bit. Is West Coast Avengers still releasing chronologically? Yes, they have been very consistent about that. One per year, going in order all the way for the last 7 years now. You can believe it. Should we take a look inside? Here's the back cover. Ultron, The Marriage of Ultron. And the spine box has Wanda on it. It's my camera's not going to let me focus on that one. There you go. Look at the table of contents. A lot of this is written by Roy Thomas and Dan Thomas. Both of them, they were working on this one. Danny Fingeroth, Len Kaminsky, David Ross. I think those are probably the annual crossover people. Um, let's see here. Darkhawk annual Assault on Armor City. Oh yeah, that's right. And Darkhawk had part one, West Coast Avengers had part two, and Iron Man had part three. And I believe all of that series, that story is also included in Iron Man Epic Collection. I'd have to double check. In fact, do that right now because I have that information open here. Where are we? What is this? 1992? Where was Iron Man in 1992? That would be volume 17, War Machine. Material from Darkhawk Annual 1, Avengers West Coast Annual 7, and Iron Man Annual, what is it, 13? Yeah. This story is is Plato. So, but this one has the entire contents of the West Coast Avengers annual, including all of the backup stories. So that's the difference here. Um, but otherwise, a little bit of double dipping. Hyena's Last Laugh. Herb Trimpe is the guest artist on this one. Herb Trimpe, not quite at his 90th, it looks like. And those who know, know. Looks like we're getting a little bit of Machine Man action in here. That's cool. And then after that, Tim Dizon, David Ross. David Ross picks up the penciling for this period of West Coast Avengers. It's amazing that the team stayed pretty consistent with Wonder Man, Iron Man, and Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. Like they're around since the beginning there, and they stayed pretty consistent throughout this entire run. Of course, adding a couple of people here and there, and some people come and some people go. I always liked Wonder Man's '90s outfit with the red W on here. So this is 1992, so it hasn't quite got to the Image era yet. I mean, that's Force Works, but this is probably the beginning of the decline when people start to not really pay attention to a lot of what's going on in the world of for Avengers West Coast. Big black page there because there's probably a double page spread. Oh yeah. No, no, that's not a double page spread, but it's a cool one. Some monochrome color choices there. Very nice. That's the Iron Man annual. And here's the West Coast Avengers annual. That's, of course, the cover to the Epic Collection. I know you really want to see what the other book that I have here, don't you? I think some of you can probably guess. Question: is this way before or way after Moon Knight joins? It's way after. Moon Knight joins only for a very brief period of time in Volume 2. So this is quite a bit after. He's a character that um, showed up for just a short time and then went away. He wasn't really kind of a great fit for the team. Here's Wolverine. Wolverine stops by to say hi. So does War Machine. War Machine eventually becomes a member of Force Works. So, oh, and U.S. Agent is here too. And there's Ultron. And it looks like Battle of the Giants. That's pretty cool. They're both named Goliath, but they're different people. Yeah, so there we go. This is very, very, very cool. And there's the next annual right there. Another Ultron story. What do we have in the way of bonus features? There's a kind of cool splash page. Oh, Tigra is another one that's been there from the beginning as well. There is a some pinups, but that's part of the annual, so not technically a bonus feature. Same with these covers, part of the annual. But we have an article from Marvel Age. Um, Big article. Some pinups from the swimsuit issue. The trading card. Whoops. Here, the trading card that came in the Avengers annual, because all of the annuals that year introduced a new character and gave us a trading card. And we have some original artwork, and then a trade paperback cover. And there's the big long list of epics. There we go. That's the first book that we have to talk about today. Copenhagen. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of you were really looking forward to this one here. X-Men Volume 23, Fatal Attractions. There's the back cover. Magneto tears Wolverine's world apart. If you can believe that. Uncanny X-Men 301 to 306 and X-Men 24 and 25. Wow, that's not very many issues of the actual title there. Along with X-Men Unlimited number 2, Wolverine 75, and the Gambit miniseries 1 to 4. That's cool. I think I had 2 chapters of that story and never ever actually read the full thing except for those 2 chapters. So that's cool. And then X-Men Survival Guide to the Mansion. So, yeah, and on the we have, oh yeah, Gambit and Rogue are on the spine right there. Great cover choice. Yes, that is a great cover choice. Hey, Andy Kubert. Uh, when will we see the epic reprint poll results? Yeah, those are coming. I think the poll is still open at the moment, so Omar will be prepping a video once the thing is closed, and it should come out within the week, I think. Was this one printed before? No, this is brand new. This is a brand new Epic collection. First printing right here. Great era for X-Men. Yeah. Let's take a look inside. Scott Lobdell, Fabian Nicieza, Howard Mackey, Larry Hama. Those are your writers. John Romita Jr., Richard Bennett, Andy Kubert, Jan Dursima, Lee Weeks, Adam Kubert, Elliot R. Brown. Elliot, oh yeah, R. Brown. He's the guy that always would do the schematics and that kind of stuff. A whole bunch of people. Jay Lee, even in here. Brendan Peterson, Greg Capullo, Paul Smith, Wills Portasio. Wow. Yeah, pretty amazing. Richard Bennett, I just was working on a book with him recently called Godzilla and Kong, Cinematic Storyboard Art of Richard Bennett, because he was a storyboard artist for for those movies, the Godzilla and Kong movies, Skull Island and all that. Is that Gambit series drawn by Lee Weeks? I think so. Shall we check it out? Take a look. What page is that on? Gambit number 1, page 261. I did like these covers a lot. Very cool design, although the name kind of gets obscured when they stretch it really, really tight like that. Lee Weeks and Klaus Janson. That's right. Rogue playing a role in this one too. Gideon is in this story. Gideon is a character from X-Force, the early days of X-Force. Whatever happened to that guy? Is he in the Krakoa era? Not sure. Some spoilers. I don't want to show you those, but some really cool stuff here. There's Gideon again. All of the covers had that really large logo on it. Kind of weird that they kept some empty space up here, but kind of a neat effect in the background. Uh, yeah. It's number 4. Never had that one. So gonna have to finally, after all these years, read the conclusion to the story. Oh, James says the poll is closed now. Okay, that's right. That's good. Omar said the video will be posted on Wednesday, March the 20th. That is this Wednesday. So there you go, everybody. What else? Let's take a look more at this book here. Whoa, what is happening there? I never had that issue, number 301. I had 300, never had 301. This is John Romita Jr. doing the art here, and he is great in this period. Um, Plenty of cool stuff. Yeah. Oh, and here's one of the Richard Bennett, one of the Richard Bennett issues. He's a great artist. Very cool. He only did a few issues though of X-Men. He has a different style. Wow, that looks like maybe some Bill Sienkiewicz inking or something over. Is it Jay Lee? Let's have a look. Kind of looks like Jay Lee's work. This is the Fatal Attraction story. This is a cool page right here from JR. I don't know where the credits are. I'll have to look at that later. But yeah, this era also had sideways pages. Kind of annoying to have to read them sideways, but oh well. They did that kind of a lot in the 90s. There's a this image, this negative image here, got made into a poster at one point, I think. What a cool picture. Here's another sideways one. Look at that gutter loss in there. I had this whole run, but don't remember much of it. It will be awesome rereading it. I remember hunting down all the Fatal Attractions hollow covers before you could just buy them off the internet. It's true. Those were very, very cool. It's amazing that this stuff, what year is this? 1993, 94? 30 years ago? Can you believe that? 30 years? Very weird. I think people who are looking forward to this epic will also be looking forward to the new X-Men cartoon that's out on this week, I think, right? There's Wolverine. This is Wolverine 75. Very important issue in the life of Wolverine because I don't know if that's a spoiler alert, but I don't know if people are necessarily spoiled by that these days. And then lots of bonus. Here's the speaking of Elliot R. Brown, um, the Survival Guide to the Mansion is basically an issue full of bonus material. So it's reprinted in full in this one, with lots of schematics on various different things like the Blackbird and some pinups. That's cool, fighting the Brood. But what about actual bonus features for this book? Marvel Age and a Fatal Attractions promotional poster, Marvel Age articles, some posters. There's a Greg Capullo X-Men poster. Magneto, promotional one-shot Magneto reprinted Magneto stories from classic X-Men 12 and 19. Fatal Attractions introduction by Scott Lobdell. There's a lot of extras in here. Oh yeah, the Marvel Universe trading cards. You remember this? I had most of these ones. I think I was missing a couple. From 1994. And then the this one, I didn't have any of these ones. Fleer X-Men trading cards. That's very cool that they printed them like that in the nine block thing. Oh yeah, there's some pinups. Uh, parody ads. Marvel in review article. In review. X-Men turns 30 wizard cover. Very cool. No original art in this one though. Huh? Black and white variant. I didn't even know this one existed. The black and white variant with the hollow cover. Wow. Gambit #1 gold edition. There you go. What's in that that wasn't in the Fatal Attractions trade from a few years ago? You mean the X-Men Milestones? That's a great question. Let's see here. Trying to check with one hand. X-Men Milestones Fatal Attraction has Uncanny X-Men 298 to 300 plus 303 to 304. So this one has 301 and 302, but it doesn't have, it starts at 301. So the other book also has X Factor 92. That's not in here. X Force 95. That's not in here. X-Men Unlimited number 2. That is in here. X-Men 25 is in here, but 24 is also in here. Wolverine 75, that's in here, and Excalibur 21, that's not in here. So that one has all of the tie-in issues as well from all of the X titles, but like Excalibur 71, X-Force 25, like they don't have to do with X-Men, so they're not in this book. They'll appear in their own epic collections. So there you go. Hello, Erwingu. What did you miss? You missed two epic collections. Phil, you missed them too. I was just talking about what is the difference between this volume and the X-Men Milestones Fatal Attractions trade, the one with the yellow border on the cover. And that trade is kind of the full event. It's everything. This one is only the chapters that relate to X-Men. So it doesn't have X-Force, it doesn't have X-Factor or Excalibur related stuff. It does have Wolverine 75 because that one relates to um, the ongoing X-Men story in quite a big way. So that X Wolverine 75 also came out in the Wolverine Epic collections already as well. But yeah, we also talked about this one, West Coast Avengers Volume 7, which is the second to last volume of Avengers West Coast, unless they give us some Force Works in a volume after that. So that remains to be seen. Hello, Michael. I am doing well, thanks. I hope you are doing well too. If you remember, they did have a big fat ForceWorks trade. Do you remember that? It was right around the time when Iron Man 2 came out, I think, because um, because w- I think War Machine, they were really pumping up War Machine, and the title of that collection was actually Avengers/Iron Man ForceWorks. And it wasn't called the complete collection because it's not actually a complete collection, but it has the first 20 odd issues in there right before the crossing, and then it doesn't have any of the crossing issues. And then there's a couple issues after the crossing that it didn't have as well. So if we are going to get a couple more volumes of this, then they could bulk it out by putting some crossing issues in there. There's also the Hands of the Mandarin crossover. I believe that was ForceWorks as well. So there's a lot there. Um, you got the Iron Man crossing epic to get the rest of the ForceWorks things. I think there are still a few issues after that that are not collected. So not everything is there still, but I think we should get it in Epic Collection. So hello, Curtis. Please don't tell Omar I'm here. Your secret is safe with me, Mr. Tex. There's a question up here. Where did it go here? Now that it's about to wrap up, do you think we'll get the modern era epics of the Krakoa era? I really think that that's I think that they're going to hold off on that for a little while. My guess is that they're probably going to go the omnibus route for a lot of those titles first before they go into epic collections. That material is still very very new, so they're going to find some other ways to package it up first. The epic collections are definitely more archival, and yes, even modern stuff is archival. So there is so much X-Men, so much X-Men that I don't think we'll have any shortage of modern era epic collections. Um, uh, Yeesh. Yeah, we don't need to get to the Krakoa stuff quite yet. You keep scoring wins. I purchased a few Epic collections lately. That's great. Yeah. What'd you get? Um, I just bought for somebody else. I found copies of a couple of Epic collections that they were looking for, and so I was able to support my local comic shop in buying those and then passing them along to somebody who really needs them. So I hope that everybody can do that too. Keep an eye out in those comic shops because sometimes those out of print epics just sit on those shelves for ages because the people who frequent those shops aren't looking for the epic collections and they're just there, just sitting there doing nothing. Um, yeah, this is great. I This is when I was getting into comic books right here, this Fatal Attraction stuff. And so X-Men was always high on the list and I was not a regular collector. I just kind of picked up issues as I could. So I've never read this all the way through. I've only read it in little bits and chunks. So it'll be a lot of fun to go through there and finally fill in those holes that I know I could have done that ages ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Omnibuses and whatever. But I've been waiting for the epics, and now it's here. Gonna tackle that one this weekend. No epic will collect all six Fatal Attractions issues, right? Pretty sure. I don't think you'll find any epic collection that will collect all of them. This is your best bet with three of them in this book right here. Um, but otherwise, you'll have to either buy the Sandalo trade if you want them all in one place, or the omnibus, or you'll have to find that the X-Men Milestones trade paperback. The Daredevil Modern Epic Collection by Bendis and the New Avengers by Bendis. Yeah, great choices. Uh, I just read those ones when they came out, and they are so good, so good stuff. I love it. Oh, what are the release dates for those again? I didn't say, did I? I have the release dates right here. 23. They're both coming out April 23rd. April 23rd, both of them. So there you go. Some classic comics, classic eras of X-Men and West Coast Avengers right before they decide to go all 90s and reinvent themselves as Force Works. I'm on the fence about the new Carnage Epic Collection. The new one. The new one is you know what? It's 50% toxin. Um, because there's a toxin miniseries, a six-issue miniseries that takes up a good chunk of it, and then the Venom versus Carnage miniseries is actually Toxin's origin story and deals more with Toxin than it does with Carnage or Venom. Um, then you have some alternate reality stories, and then the symbiote's kind of even there without Cassidy for a long time. So it's got some cool stories in there, but ultimately, if you're not a fan of the character, then you may not like it. Enjoy reading those books, and man, they're shiny, and I love it. Yeah, these covers are they're very shiny, aren't they? It's nice. Toxin? Don't you mean 100% toxic? Yeah, you would say that, Phil, wouldn't you? There you go. Okay. Well, I think that's it for our live stream for today. Just wanted to show you these two books, and I'll post some pictures of them in the coming weeks as we get a little closer to the release date. Post some pictures on Facebook and Instagram. If you haven't liked this video already, please do so. That would be great. I would love to do that. I'd love for you to help me out and spread the word. And if you aren't a subscriber, you can subscribe as well and get a little notification when I go live because I never plan these. I just kind of go whenever I feel like it. So, and Jason knows because he just showed up because he just found out about this. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Tex can't find an inexpensive copy of Spider-Man: The Next Chapter Volume 3. You know what? Neither can I. It's nowhere. Hey, I'm missing that one too. It double dips a little bit. There is the two-part story with Silver Surfer, and I think that's it. I believe that's all the double. Oh no, there's an issue with Venom from Peter Parker Spider-Man in there as well. It's not much. It's like 3 issues, I think. So that's about it. Great stream. Looking forward to that X-Men epic. Thank you very much, Tube Attic 06. Yeah, sorry, Jason, you are a little bit late because I'm about to sign off here. We've been talking about these two epic collections. You'll have to watch on the replay. So, thanks everybody. I hope that you all have a great day, and I'll see you on Facebook. Um, and I'll be back next week with the next batch of new epic collections. See you later.